I visited the first big watch show in Vancouver and it was a blast. I didn't want it to feel like work, so I was in a casual state of mind. But when you see so many cool watches and great people to talk to, you can't help it. I started taking pictures and videos and talking to people about watches I was interested in. So in this video I will share my experience and my thoughts on some of my favorite watches from the show. Vancouver Timepiece Show is actually the second installment of the biggest watch show in Canada. The first one was in Toronto. These shows are organized by Jason Hutton, who is the founder of Canadian watch brand Zenea. Don't worry if you missed it. The next show will be in Toronto in September. The danger of being exposed to so many great watches is real. I almost pulled the trigger on a few watches on the spot. But I reminded myself that I have a plan to sell watches that I don't wear first. So there was no soup for me.
You know something? No soup for you! Come back 1 year!
I actually wasn't sure till the last days that I would make it to the Vancouver Timepiece Show. It's quite a stretch to go across the continent from Toronto just for the watch show, but as a lucky coincidence I had to go to Vancouver for a business trip on the same weekend. I got a few days extra, so I made plans to visit the show and events around it. Also, I wanted to revisit some of my favorite places in the Vancouver area. The Vancouver Timepiece Show location was perfect. The venue was located in North Vancouver in the shipyards by the water. One of the perks was the view of the Vancouver skyline. The place itself was a step up from the Toronto Timepiece Show location. It was more spacious and with windows. Watch brand booths were at a decent distance from each other, and it gave a nice room for people to check out watches, chat with brand representatives, and not feel too crowded. Aside from watches, there were people I knew and was looking forward to seeing and chatting with. People like James Stacy from Hodinkee and TGN, Aaron Sarauer, a watchmaker from Saskatchewan, the Time to Calibrate podcast crew, Bob from Time to Go Travel and Timepieces YouTube channel, Brent from the Calibrated Wrist, and Mark from Worn and Wound. I met many other great people and watch enthusiasts. A separate thanks to the channel viewers who came to say hi. I really appreciate it. The event kicked off for me with the Creators Night. It was Friday night before the show opening. There was a smaller crowd with brands, people from the industry, and content creators. I came later but still had enough time to catch up with some people I knew and see some watches presented for the show. The next day I skipped the show and went on a journey via my favorite route, sea to sky to Whistler, with the stop in Squamish. I love these places and enjoyed the trip a lot. At the end of the day, I went on a walk by a shore in West Vancouver to see the sunset and unexpectedly saw two whales swimming very close to the shore. At this point, I think I should mention the watch I took with me to Vancouver. It was my favorite Rolex Explorer 2 Polar 16570. The Explorer 2 is a GMT watch which was useful for me as I was tracking time in Vancouver and my home time in Toronto. You sure can use a phone for that, but it's so much more convenient to see both time zones on my wrist. Although my Explorer is from 2002, it did well, and it proved to me once more that it's not only a perfect watch for me, but also a very useful tool. Sunday was the day dedicated mostly to the show. I went on a morning walk to Capilano River Park and then back to the shipyards. Now I will walk you through some of my favorite watches I saw at the show. Let's start with Christopher Ward and their latest creation, C12 Loco. They had 4 variants of the new model presented at the show. The Christopher Ward booth was one of the busiest, but I had a chance to spend some time with the new release. The watch impressed me with the finishing and quality. The brand developed a new movement specially for this model, and that's something that should be appreciated. The architecture and design of the dial and movement are fantastic. I was very happy to finally see Formex in the metal. Formex is known for its quality and engineering, and while they make many great watches, I was drawn immediately to the Stratos UTC Pilot Travel Watch in 41mm. The watch looks, feels, and is built like a tool watch and packed with all modern tech. The Quick Set Flyer GMT function is very handy for travel and reminded me about the Patek Philippe Pilot Travel Time Watch I reviewed before. You use 2 buttons to move the hour hand forward or backward to change the second time. This model is powered by ETA 289 automatic movement with a Dubois Depraz custom module for quick set of local hours with pushers in both directions. Dubois Depraz as a company made a name for itself manufacturing parts and additional mechanisms for some of the world's most famous watch brands like Audemars Piguet and Gerard Perregaux. Yema was another brand I was interested to see. First, I got to meet Antoine from Yema in person. We collaborated on the Yema Superman review as he was facilitating the shipment of the watch to me. Also, I wanted to see their updated Superman skin diver models with micro rotors. Yema introduced 3 new variants with upgraded cases, bracelets and movement finishing. Another cool model I was glad to see and try on my wrist was Wristmaster Slim, an integrated bracelet sports watch with a micro rotor. The next stop is a German brand Hanhart. I knew about this brand but also never had a chance to see a watch in the metal, so it was exciting. Their Pioneer Preventer model looks like a great field watch. But Hanhart Chronograph 417 ES 1954 was my personal highlight. Classic chronograph pilot style watch with manual movement and 39mm case size. It's a perfect combination for me. Nevada Grenchen is another brand that I was excited to have my hands on. Particularly, I was interested in their integrated bracelet model F77. I wanted to get my hands on one of the F77 models for a long time. I liked it. A very nice watch with good sized dimensions for my wrist, but another Nevada model caught my attention. 2 beautiful chronographs Chronosports. One is Mecha Quartz and another is with Valjoux 7750 ETA automatic movement. Absolutely stunning revival of a vintage watch from the 70s. Serica is a well-known among watch enthusiasts French brand. And there were a couple of models that were very interesting to me. First is their new model Parade. A dress oval-shaped watch with actual water resistance. A pretty cool piece. Another model that I liked a lot is their travel chronometer. A very handsome GMT watch with 39mm and 200 meters of water resistance. I met Ken from the British microbrand Arken at the Toronto Timepiece Show last September. A really nice guy who makes very cool watches. This time he had a stand and was presenting his watches. So I had a chance to take a close look at both models. It's a great looking titanium watch with 200 meters of water resistance and dual time function. I have an older Wear A3 Tradition field watch and it was really nice to see other models in the metal. I was very impressed by their GMT models, especially the new G5 Pacific Steel in 39mm. The design has some similarities to the Tudor Black Bay Pro but is more wearable. It's a very handsome watch with some very good specs for the price. It was great to see Elena and Alberto from Venezianico. It is another brand that I've collaborated with and reviewed their Redentore Ultra Black model. 2 models at the show stood out for me. One is the Redentore Bronzo, which looks fantastic on the wrist, and I really like their integrated bracelet model, Arsenale. A very well designed and great quality pieces. The next stop is the Space One booth, and these guys create absolutely mind-blowing watches and it was very cool to see their models at the show. I remember seeing someone wearing the Jumping Hour model from Space One at the Toronto Timepiece Show and it looked wicked. The Tellurium model looked very cool, but my favorite is their new World Timer. Just look at that thing.
So first you have to select your time zone. Imagine you are in Denver, so you put Denver at noon.
Okay.
Then you adjust your local time in Denver, and it will change all the time zones. And that's it.
Very cool. I also was excited to see an independent watchmaker from Canada, Saskatchewan, Aaron Sarauer again. We first met at the Toronto Timepiece Show and I was very impressed by his work. He builds his watches by himself and the finishing quality of his watches is insane. Aaron is very humble and a great person to talk to. We went to grab lunch and had a great time talking about his passion for watches and watches in general. There were so many great and interesting watches from independent and microbrands, so it would take a very long video to go through all of them. But I will add snapshots of other watches I had a chance and time to film. I hope you will enjoy it, and if you have any questions, let me know. After the show, there was an after party organized by TGN, Marathon Watches and Roldoft, and it was a fantastic time. I mean, James Stacy was our bartender. What could be better? Now I am looking forward to the Toronto Timepiece Show, and if you will see me there, don't forget to say hi.
the railroad seconds track, the blued steel hands, and then sort of its calling card is this crown-operated officer's case back. So you pull the crown out to the first stop, and then that releases the back, exposing the movement on the inside.
So this is our micro adjust clasp. We use a butterfly clasp and they normally don't come with a micro adjust. So we developed this ourselves and it extends 4 millimeter in total and you can just push it back together. And it's really slim as you see, so it doesn't bulk up on your wrists.
So this is a Tip Sim Time Traveler. It's a dual time travel watch. So that skeletonized hand there is not GMT, but rather a second 12-hour hand. Inside this, I've got a patented mechanism that allows for the dual time function. Take the crown out one position, it's going to keep your time, but I can jump that in 1 hour increments to show my reference or local time. I can also jump it underneath the other hour hand, and since it's a 12-hour hand, it's going to track underneath it the whole time and stay hidden if I don't want to see the second time zone.